Hello, everyone. Welcome to our College of Arts and Sciences. Welcome here at UMass Dartmouth. We're very glad you're here. Of course, we always wish that we could meet in person. I'm sure everyone's very accustomed to having classes and meetings online by now, but in any case, we are really, really glad that you're here, and we hope to meet you eventually in person in the fall. My name is Kristen, and you should be able to see all of our presenters today. We have Pauline Enton, who is the dean of our college, Monica Godino. She is one of our wonderful advisors in the STAR Center, and we have three wonderful students who sat in your seat, it doesn't seem very long ago, Tatiana, Ben, and Deja, and they're from some of our most popular majors here in the College of Arts and Sciences. So you can see our agenda there. We just have a short time together today, but we're going to let Dean Enton kick things off and tell you a little bit about the College of Arts and Sciences.
Thank you, Kristen. So hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Pauline Enton, and I am the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at UMass Dartmouth. It looks like we still have some people joining us as we go along. So, I'll probably start slowly and kind of get on a roll there. Let's see. Yeah. So we have about 50 people and maybe a few more jumping on. So first, let me congratulate you on your acceptance to UMass Dartmouth. My colleagues and I are so pleased you're considering us as one of your options. So first, college in general is a really great decision, and I'm glad you're thinking about college. So did you know that on average, college graduates earn $25,000 to $30,000 more per year than someone with only a high school degree? I thought about that, and that difference is like buying a new car every year, which actually sounds like more trouble with the Department of Motor Vehicles than fun, but you could buy a new car every year with that extra earnings. So studies have also shown that college graduates have a lot more job choices, more job eligibility, and consequently lower rates of unemployment. So that's another good thing about choosing college. So I'm glad that you are choosing college. There's lots of important things to consider in your college selection. I'm sure you're thinking about distance from home, what kind of academic programs the university offers, and also cost. But, I'm going to suggest to you that one of the most important things that you can consider about universities are the people, right? The people that you're going to be with all the time, the faculty, the staff, and your fellow students. So I'm going to tell you a bit about the people of UMass Dartmouth. In total, the College of Arts and Sciences has about 2,000 undergraduate students. We're the biggest college at UMass Dartmouth. Of course, I also think we're the best. I'd also say we're big, but we're not too big. We have a lot of students from Massachusetts, and we also have students from really all over the United States, and as well from many different countries around the world. And because we're not too big, you'll meet them. Our students have lots of interests, being from all over the place and having all different kinds of backgrounds. And in a few moments, you'll meet a few of our current students, and they'll tell you a bit about their interests and their majors and their student life here. We also have great faculty. A really cool thing, I think, about our faculty is that actually several of them in the college attended UMass Dartmouth themselves. I mean, some of them, it was kind of like a long time ago, but they did attend themselves. And so they really know what it's like to be a student at UMass Dartmouth as well as to be a professor. Our faculty do some really exciting research, and they're very caring teachers. You'll have the opportunity to meet and talk with some of our faculty after this session in the department sessions that you can go to right after this. You don't need a study to know that direct and personalized interaction between students and faculty is among the most important and impactful aspects of your college life. But just so you know, studies do show that that's one of the most important things about your college life. So here at UMass Dartmouth, we have really very few large classes. We do have some, but we don't have very many at all, especially not compared to larger universities. In fact, most of your classes will have 30 or even fewer students in them. And I would guess you'll probably have a lot of classes with even 20 or fewer. So that means you'll have a lot of opportunity for meaningful discussion in these smaller classes. And again, I think that's one of the advantages we have about being big, but not too big. Another really cool opportunity you'll have is to work directly with our faculty on research. And let me make clear, research is not just a science and math thing. Research is in all fields, social sciences and humanities too. So every year we have students who present at local, regional, and national conferences, the research that they conducted with faculty supervision. Students also work with faculty and staff in public outreach and service activities. In fact, a lot of our faculty are in a program called Service Learning Fellows. We have faculty who've taken students all over the place. They've taken student groups to Mexico, to Alabama, to Canada, to the Azores, to Iceland, to Colombia, all over the place to learn and, in many cases, conduct research. And maybe from that, or maybe from other things, you'll be inspired to study abroad for a semester or even a year. Those are definitely options. So some of you, I'm sure, know what you want to major in, or at least you have a pretty good idea. And some of you might not know what you want to major in, and that's totally fine. So we offer 22 choices of major, also 25 minors and concentrations. So I'm pretty confident there's something for everyone. You'll have plenty of time to explore options. You don't have to commit right away, and you can change your mind. Some of you will likely find options that you actually don't even know yet existed. I'm actually kind of embarrassed to say that I was a faculty member before I knew there was such a career as occupational therapy, just to give an example. In the College of Arts and Sciences, you'll take a variety of courses also outside your major that cover skills that employers want, like good writing, public speaking, problem solving, critical thinking. Kristen spent a long time in industry, and she always tells me how important these skills are in the business world. I also want to tell you, we have a minor called data analytics. And even though the name is data analytics, it's actually specifically designed for non-sciencey, non-mathy majors to learn data analysis skills, because those skills are really important to lots of jobs today, even those that we don't think of as traditionally in the STEM field. So that's a really good option that I encourage you to look into. To help you choose a major and hopefully also a minor, we have a wonderful resource called the STAR Center, where you can get advising and advice on all sorts of questions. The STAR Center is staffed by 3 fantastic advisors. You're going to meet one of them, Monica, in just a minute. And I want to tell you, the STAR Center is literally my favorite place on campus. Monica knows really well that I go there every time I need like a lift. Every time I need cheering up or I need my confidence to resume, she and her fellow advisors are there for me, and they're there for students. So I could go on and on about our college, and I actually encourage you to watch the welcome video, check out the web pages, go to the sessions after this, learn about specific departments. You can actually go to more than one session. So if you're interested in like communication and biology, you can jump between the two. So there's lots of options. But for now, I'm going to leave you with a warm welcome, let you know that our dedicated faculty and staff are ready, waiting, eager for you to start your exciting college journey with us in the fall. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Monica Godino, who's going to tell you a little more about the STAR Center, where she works, and the kinds of things she does with students. And then after that, you'll actually talk with our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Enton, for such a nice introduction. So I have worked for the STAR Center for a few years now, and I am an academic advisor as well as a coordinator, but I've given myself a different title of Chief People's Officer. And so as the dean said, what really makes UMass Dartmouth so special is the people. And my job, I feel, is to develop self-efficacy and self-advocacy for students. So what I really do is connect students with people on campus so that they can get their needs met. And that really ranges. So Dean Enton had explained that I help students change majors, add minors, discuss opportunities in their major. But really what I'm doing is I'm a one-stop shop with my other advisors to make sure that students know everything that they have at their disposal as far as resources and how they can develop, not just academically, even though we're in academics, but also professionally and personally. So I know I'm always telling students that study abroad is so important, career development is so important, research is so important. And what I do is really help the students connect those pieces. And I work with the other professional advisors as well as faculty advisors and peer mentors. So we are a huge team. There's a lot of people here that are here to support you from your start as a freshman until graduation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monica and Dean Enton. Awesome. And again, we can't wait for you all to come and visit us in person. Check out the Star Center. Come see us in the Dean's office. We look forward to that. So why don't we jump in and talk to our students? And I'll mention, everyone, that you probably see a question feature here. And I see that we've already have a couple of questions. So we're going to take these as they come. And some of them we'll probably answer out loud because they might be of interest to all of you. And for others, we'll be able to type and answer back. So maybe I'll stop right now since we have one question before we talk with our students. This question is from someone who's thinking of going into pre-science and eventually going into a medical field. What would my path towards getting into a pre-med program and preparing me for required exams in the field look like? Monica, this might be a great question for you. And I think we might even after that ask Ben to touch on that, since I think he might be pursuing a similar path.
You're right, Kristen, he is. So for the student, if you are accepted as a pre-science undergraduate student, what that means is you're going to be working holistically with an advisor for about 3 semesters to find the proper major for you. So sometimes students don't understand this, that you don't have to be a particular major to be tracking into the medical field. Now, the most popular majors are biology, chemistry, bioengineering, psychology, health and society, but you could honestly be an English major, an art history major. What we're going to do is we're going to help you really prepare and understand what benchmarks you need to meet, including GPA, prerequisite courses, any additional examinations, patient contact hours, and whatnot. We also have a pre-med advising track at UMass Dartmouth, and that is directed by Dr. Frank Scarano. So we would ask you to also join that, as well as clubs focused on pre-med and pre-health. So we have a pre-health society. So we're really going to develop everything you need to look like a viable candidate for medical school. But our first step would be making sure that you would find a major that's going to work for you and understand the additional requirements that you're going to need to take while you're an undergraduate in that major. So some of the majors, and this is a reason why biology is so popular, as far as courses go, almost 99% of the courses are already built into that major. But if you select to be, say, an English major, you're going to have to pick up additional math and science courses to be a viable candidate for most medical graduate programs. I hope I answer that.
That's wonderful, Monica. Thank you. And I'll quickly check in with Ben. Ben, I believe you were on a similar track. Maybe you could tell us just a little bit about your journey there.
Yeah, so I would say that, just like Monica said, you don't have to be a specific major. Just as long as you're working with your pre-med advisor, they can help you get on that right path, whether it's with research, with clinical experience, making sure you're taking the right classes. Just working with your pre-med advisor is probably the most key thing that you can do.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ben. Really appreciate it. Well, hey, why don't we start talking to our wonderful students? Let's start with Tatiana, because you're first on my screen, Tatiana. So maybe you can just tell us a little bit about yourself, what your major is, and why you chose it, and maybe why you chose to study it here at UMass Dartmouth.
All righty. So my name is Tatiana Dos Santos, and I'm a senior, and my major is Crime and Justice Studies. I chose Crime and Justice Studies because I always wanted to be a lawyer. I was in a very pre-law mindset, and I was just very interested in just justice studies and with all these things. But I wasn't very set on exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I was interested in law. I had always said I wanted to be a lawyer, but that kind of dream was like evolving in its own way, you know, as we all become like 18 or whatever, the things we were saying when we were like 6 or 7 start to change. And so I was like always saying I wanted to be a lawyer. I was very interested in that sphere. I was always interested in the justice sphere and law. And I felt like it was something that was very impactful in our society. And it was definitely something I wanted to be a part of. And what attracted me to the crime and justice studies with crime and justice studies major specifically, because I was looking into programs like really, really critically. And I was just like looking all over the place. And I have to be honest, like when I was like looking at all these colleges and I was like, UMass Dartmouth is really up there for me. Everyone was just like, really? Like, you know, you've always been like such an overachiever. Like, I don't know, people think of like state schools sometimes to be like, not everyone was like thinking I was going to go to Harvard or God knows what. I don't know. But so when I was just like, UMass is like the place for me. It always was. And like, it's so unique and I'm so glad I chose it. Because of the fact that this program is kind of taking all the facets of like the justice, criminal justice, law sphere, and kind of just bringing it all together. Because it's a very unique program. It is one of the only programs like in like American colleges in general, because I've done so much research that like kind of brought together criminology, criminal justice, and justice studies, which all have kind of different applications in the field. Like when you're doing criminology, you're probably going to be more into like research and stuff like that. Criminal justice probably going to be more the people who are going to be like working in the courts, working in this. People who might be wanting to go into law enforcement. And then when you go into justice studies, that's more where the social justice warriors like me are going to gravitate towards to kind of learn how to influence the criminal justice system in America. And honestly, that's probably been, I mean, like that's my path. I mean, my path is very much so the justice studies, but being able to see all of those different perspectives and to have those different perspectives in the classroom was like priceless to me. It was amazing. I have had the best experience in this major. I have had the best I've been able to build such good relationships with the staff and with my professors on like a level that I never expected. I mean, of course, you know, you keep professional with like your professors and stuff, but I swear I felt like I've made such a great friendship and connection with them. And because of that, like I share so much of my work outside of our classes. I've been so like in tune with all my professors, even after I take their class, and they're always an email away, even after you're done with their class or whatever, an email away for networking and for help. And for like one of my professors right now is helping me get published in a book, right? And when I haven't even graduated yet, one of my poems, one of my professors who I took starting in like freshman year, I'm a senior now, I'm doing an independent study based on an internship I did last semester. That is when I was working for a nonprofit and I was kind of disappointed with my experience. And I expressed that to all of my professors, and they were like, well, let's work that out. Like, you know, because not everything's going to work out for you. That internship specifically didn't work out for me, but it was key in helping me figure out what was going to work out for me. And they helped me bring that full circle, because now I'm doing that independent study where I'm really dissecting my experience and doing so many interviews and things and realizing what I really want to do and what that's going to look like. And I owe it all to my professors and to the staff and to the guidance that I was able to get from them. And honestly, I wouldn't want to be in any other program, any other college. This is top notch. So I guess, I don't know if there's any question that I left unanswered. I know I go on little tangents.
No, we love your enthusiasm, Tatiana. That was wonderful. One of the things that you stressed, I'm really glad you did, is our program is called Crime and Justice Studies. And you will typically find a similar program that is criminal justice at many other universities. However, Tatiana did a great job of explaining why our program is so different, with the different elements of justice studies and criminology and a variety of different areas that we think makes it more robust and broader. So thank you so much for sharing, Tatiana.
Also, one last thing. I know that they had mentioned that you can do plenty of research. One of my professors who I did my capstone with, I was meant to go to Puerto Rico. I had done a bunch of research on anti-colonialism, and the capstone for that was going to be a trip to Puerto Rico. Unfortunately, that was canceled because of COVID. but we're still hoping to go eventually. But I'm just saying that was another option that was an amazing experience for me. And we were partnering with a program in Puerto Rico called Plenitude. And that is always an option for people. And they, like Dean was saying, there's always opportunities for traveling and more research and on all those different levels. So I love crime and justice studies. I love this program. I love everybody involved in it. So,
oh, fantastic.
I really recommend.
And Tatiana is actually going to be in the Zoom session after this. So please do join if you're interested in this major. So, hey, let's move on to Deja. Deja, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and about the health and society major?
Absolutely. So, hi, everybody. I'm Deja. I'm a fourth year student as well. I'm a health and society major. I actually just got into this major my junior year here. So when I first got here, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I started off going towards economics, and then I tried psychology. I tried business management. I had no clue what I wanted to do, which is kind of the great thing about UMass as well, and the arts and sciences college. So I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I was still able to take the core classes and reach some of my some of the goals that require you to graduate in general without your major. And then I actually found out about health and society through the Star Center, that's where I had my first meeting with my advisor, and it was just the perfect thing for me. I never knew exactly what I wanted to do, but I just knew I wanted to do something to help people who couldn't help themselves. I had no idea about this. When I first found out about it, I was like, this is everything that I want. This major is so broad that even if I still don't fully know what I want to do after I graduate, but the broadness of the major allows me to go in any direction that I want to go. And I could go towards healthcare. I could go towards medical. I could do research. I could travel, stuff like that. It's very, very broad. I'm able to take classes that kind of touch on everything that I've been interested in basically my whole life. So that's awesome. And like everybody was saying, the connection that you make with the staff is really important. My advisor, who I met, like I said, I just met my junior year when I got into the major. She is my best friend here. She helps me figure out every course that I want to do, helps me stay on track. And even though I did just get into this major, I'm graduating only a semester behind what I would be if I picked my major freshman year. So that's amazing. And I've just gotten so much experience with different courses, with different interests. I'm able to do research as well. One of the main things that I'm interested in doing after I graduate is researching lower income populations and traveling to do that. And I have been able to gain that experience just being here. And I'm also currently working at an internship called Active Minds, which is a program here on campus, which helps talk about mental health a lot within communities that don't typically talk about it, where it's stigmatized. So that's been another great experience that I've been able to have simply through my major and through having connections with my teachers, my professors, and all of that. So yeah, it's a really good major. If you don't know exactly what you want to do, but you have a general idea, I would advocate for trying health and society, just because you never know, and it's okay not to know, but definitely try out some things that just you think that you're interested in, and then it'll help you guide you towards whatever you actually want to do.
Oh, Deja, thank you so much. That was inspirational. And you'll be one of the first classes to graduate in our major, because it's one of our very newest majors. And as you said, it was really designed to help students who, really had a broad interest in helping others and not knowing exactly what path they'd like to take. And goodness, the sky's the limit with health and society. So we can't wait to see what you do. Awesome. Well, thank you again. And Ben, why don't we hear a little bit about Ben? He is a biology major. So tell us all about it, Ben.
Yeah, so I actually transferred to UMass about a year ago, right when the pandemic started. So I'm a lot like you guys. I haven't really been able to tour the university, but Monica and the Star Center have been huge helping me out, making connections with different professors. So for biology, you can concentrate on a lot of different things. So you can do ecology, you can do pre-health, you can do microbiology. I want to go to med school, so I chose the pre-health track, and it has been amazing. And one of my favorite classes that I've been taking is immunology. I feel like it's such a timely topic right now that it's just really cool. And one of the things that you can do in this major too, and Monica, I haven't even been able to tell you yet, a couple days ago, I got accepted to a summer abroad program. So I can do research in Germany this year in the medical field. So I'm just really excited about it. It's a really cool, just really great field, great major. You can do so much with it. And there's so many opportunities for research, which is huge, especially if you want to go into the medical field. And I know a lot of the people here do want to do that. So.
That's fantastic, Ben. And I'm really glad that you mentioned your kind of focus, which is on medical, but our students should know that there are a number of different tracks, for lack of a better word, within biology. Marine biology is actually very popular, and we are only a few miles from the beach. Even if you're not into marine biology, it's a nice place to be, but it does put us in a perfect location for studying things that related to marine life. So there are a variety of different tracks that you can take within biology. And of course, Ben has taken, more of the medical track, which is amazing. Well, my goodness, time flies when you're having fun. I'm looking at our clock, and I wanted to circle back and ask so much more, but I know that our time is limited. So I'm just wondering if Monica or Dean Enton has seen a burning question that we should cover together, because it is almost time to say our goodbyes.
Absolutely. I just noticed that a few of the questions kind of focused on, can I double major? What kind of classes should I take? And as these students had all highlighted in their own different ways, is that you can really craft your major to something you're really interested in. All of our departments have elective courses. So for instance, even though CJS is a very popular major, there are people there that probably have never taken some of the instructors that Tatiana loves so much, because they have so many professors with varied interests. And so students can really track differently. And like you mentioned, Kristen. So one of the great things is that we have a lot of variety within our majors. And being in the College of Arts and Sciences, in particular, when you're looking at a bachelor's of arts, like Deja is and Tatiana is, there's so much flexibility. That is why Deja could, select her major junior year and still be, on track to not being here forever to graduate, because when you come in as a freshman and we're focusing you on university studies and college requirements, it's so flexible that you can hop around. So Deja could have said, you know what, I do want to be a crime and justice studies major. I do want to be a psych major. Maybe I want to be both, and still graduate in a timely fashion, which I think is really awesome that we offer that level of flexibility within our majors. So I know a couple of students are thinking about that because they're really not quite sure what their major is. And what we do is we make sure that you guys focus on university studies so that you can make modifications as you grow and develop as a person. Like, there's so much out in the world that even I don't know. Like Dean Enton said, it was only when she was a faculty member that she found out about the field of occupational therapy. There's so much out in the world, and jobs that aren't even created right now by the time you will be graduating. So I think that's one of the values in our degrees, is the flexibility and the core skills that you will be learning. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Monica. That's great. Well, I guess we are out of time. Thank you so much, Monica, Dean Enton, and to our fantastic students. Y'all are awesome, Ben, Deja, and Tatiana. For everyone watching today, if you go back to your main page there in Platform Q, you will see a list of all the Zoom sessions that are available. So those will be running for the next hour from 12 to 1. You click on the link and you can log in, and it'll help you really dive into a specific major. And of course, there's lots of other great things and resources there on that page, including videos and other ways to get in touch with folks for more information. So we're going to say goodbye. We hope everyone enjoys the rest of their sunny Saturday. Hopefully it's sunny where you are, and we really hope to see all of you in the fall. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.